Hello, I have autism because I do, but I'm the one with the capable of speaking and doing stuff myself. Um, yeah, I I'm still a human being and stuff. Can you see I can still talk and everything, do everything myself, but I've got autism. So that makes me a little bit different to most people. So I'm different because I got I can get very angry very quickly. Can lose my temper a bit. And Albert Einstein also had autism, and he was the guy who invented maths. That's why he was so clever, because he had autism. I'm sure there's a lot of people with autism who are very, very clever people. And also they're not, no, they're not, they've got their own quirks and everything. They might not can't speak, but they can do everything still. They'll just have to explain to you in a different way. If that means some people with autism, they hurt people, just pinch people to tell people what they want because they can't explain it. But here's the good thing for autism people. Technology is here. We use technology to help so the teachers know what the kids want and everything with the technology. Without the technology, I guess autism people wouldn't have a say. And there's just lots of different autisms. And it's mostly caused by too much mercury in the system, makes them hyperactive, uh, a whole lot of things. Mercury is all linked up to autism. And it's not a bad thing. It's just another type of human in our society. Doesn't make them less of a human because they've got autism. So when you find an autism person, Just treat them like everybody else. Yes, they can't talk and stuff, some of them, but that's because their mom dropped them as a baby. Yeah. Sometimes they're the only person in the house, the only daughter or the only son in the house. So they don't get to experience, they don't know how to be, they don't have somebody to share the house with. So they can get very not so good. So when you see an autism person, they can have there can be a lot of different autism people. Can be in the wheelchairs, not speaking, lots of facial expressions. Yeah. If they can't speak, you'll find that they got lots of facial expressions. They'll tell you something. Um, so people with autism, they still watch sport like everybody else, and they still, you know, can get educated and everything. Sometimes it can just be really hard to get educated when you have autism. But sometimes, those disabilities, yes, you might find an autism person not speaking, but their brains are maybe their brains are like super clever. Maybe they can't use their mouth, but their brains are really, really clever. Or it's the other way around. They can speak really well, but their brain's not so good. Or if you're lucky, they can do both. And people with autisms can also get jobs in normal businesses with everybody else. They can. Autism people can also learn how to drive a car and get their own house and do their own cooking. They can be very capable. And you can find that people with autism, some of them can be quite shy. Um, some people with autism can also play games very well, computer games. And they can eat food like everybody else as well. So, and people with autism needs a lot of organization, else they'll start going corrupt. Bad. And really, it's just another member in our society. Is there anything else? Yes, we also like music quite a bit. Can also. And we can have a lot of different. Oh, yes, people with autism, they're very good at telling pictures. If you saw the people with autism pictures, they can know what it is. They're better with pictures. And I know some people from mainstream school, the problem with them sometimes is they find people with autism and then they be nasty to them and everything because they've never had that kind of person in their life. So that when they see a person with autism, they say, "Oh, look at this one," and they start being nasty. And people must know that people with autism having a very harder life than those people who come from grade 1 and finish at 12. Some of us with autism, we just don't finish school because we don't just fit in. Doesn't make us people with autism less. And if you guys have got any questions or comments, you may ask. Thank you for watching.